Are you looking for new music from 2022 that you want to listen to help you get a good feel for music that's coming out within the year? Check out my playlist down in the description below. 2022 is on fire, where I feature my personal favorite tracks from the albums I've listened to throughout the year, whether I've reviewed it already, only written the review, or just listened to it casually. Check it out when you have the time. I'd really appreciate the support, and you might even find a band or an artist that you didn't know previously that might be a new favorite. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Pepperoni pizza pie, smack my bitch, chop suey, and so on. Welcome to Everyone Does Music, where today we're looking at one of the most iconic metal and hard rock albums of the early 2000s, the one and only System of a Down's album, Toxicity. Once again, as with the last set of videos I recorded, or the videos that are still happening, I don't know, there's going to be two different shirts you're going to see in the thumbnails and in the videos. I'm still not feeling too great at all, because I'm dealing with this fucking thing at the moment, so don't question it, don't ask about it, just know that I'm not feeling great, so I'm sitting down, which means I'm already sitting down here, I might as well just straight up read off a script, which is what I'm usually doing for videos, but it's going to be a lot more apparent just so I can get my backlog finished up, because boy do I have a backlog. Anyways, Toxicity by System of a Down is the album that of course contained the quintessential SOID songs Chop Suey, as well as even still underrated songs like Forest and Shimmy, whether it be the punching string work from Shave or Darren, the blistering drums from John, or the always iconic voice of Serge himself. This is an album that every music fan needs to hear at least once in their life, for a multitude of reasons. You can pick out any song from the track list and talk about it, so let me do my best with some selected songs from one of the greatest modern metal albums of all time. Chris, can you call this modern anymore? It came out in like what, 2001? What's the cutoff? I know 25 years is where stuff is considered to be classic. So what's the cutoff? What the fuck? If you want a song that isn't one of the aforementioned mega hits to form an opinion of the band on, look no further than the intro track, Prison Song. This features all the punchy guitar, heavy political output you'd expect for them, with spoken word injections coming in with a pre-chorus that really nail the point home. On one hand, Darren is giving you typical pure crackhead energy, and on the other, Serge is giving you whole, genuine information within this absolute slapper. The most instrumentally impressive part of the song comes to me as the twitchy guitar that comes in between the verses, and just the way that it hops back and forth between notes is intoxicating, to say the least. In between all the near slapstick lyrics and classical SOID crashing of instruments, the lyrics paint a clear depiction of the band's hatred and criticisms of the prison system, talking about how minor drug offenders are filling up prisons left and right, while people who actually, debatably actually, on both sides of that, actually belong in the prisons more so, are just left to basically run free and do whatever they want with their lives. While these minor drug offenders, like people who had maybe an ounce of pot on them, they're stuck in prison rotting for possibly the rest of their life. Minor infractions, life sentence. A lot of people, the band included, could argue the fact that all the money from drug offenders seemingly fuels the so-called war on drugs. All these people getting busted for, like I said, ounces of pot, a pipe in their car or some shit. That money is going into the police departments, and it's going into just fueling more, hey, we have big guns to fight the war on drugs. Meanwhile, you get maybe half at best of the work that could actually be done to major issues. Another song that directly criticizes the powers that be, and without a doubt the most underrated song on the album, is Deer Dance. This song is straight to the point, talking about the sheer brutality the police show off with a smile against the weak and defenseless. The name of the song itself could be a reference to how these policemen see protesters, outcriers, and generally anyone who disagrees with their so-called due process as praised to be hunted like deer in the woods. Let's not gloss over the lines in the chorus that go like this, in fact. Pushing little children with their fully automatics. The army, the military, and its many branches love young blood, and they love throwing them into the battlefields to die even more. Between the complex lyricism and manic instrumental work, here's a song on here on the album that sells for pure, straight-on anger and simplicity to get its message across, that being X. X talks about immigration and the views that people on the other side seem to give immigrants. As is said plainly in the verse, we don't need to multiply. Following a major historical event, especially one as horrific as the Armenian genocide that System of a Down writes music about quite often, including within this song, it's not uncommon for people from an afflicted country to try and immigrate, and a lot of people within the country they may choose to try to move to might see those immigrants as invaders or some kind of plague. Another song that similarly hits the nail right on the head of this content is ATWA, a song inspired by Charles Manson and seemingly written from his point of view for a majority of the track. Between becoming apathetic and acknowledging the world around him as a separate entity entirely, it's a song that not only fits well within the formula of the band with stop-and-go guitar and drums, Serge's trademark yell singing on display, and all the other parts of the band that you come to enjoy, but also offers a unique story being told as well. I could take any of the songs left untalked about in this album and go on and on about them, but to avoid repeating myself, I want to talk about a song that, according to Darren, is about nothing, but holds a pretty clear message when you dig into it. Ariels. which is technically the last song on the album outside of a hidden track that on some places is considered the actual final track and on other places just extension of Ariels. Either way, this song seems to be people just not acknowledging death and how it will eventually come to claim you and begin your next step in existence in sort of like an idealistic and spiritual way about and generally how the song is explained. It leads into the fact that everyone is equal on the same terms. As stated in the Genius.com annotation, death is essentially a step within the transformative experience that life is. Whereas your physical body dies, your spirit is transferred into the dirt, the worms, the earth, and the world itself. I think this kind of subject matter is beautifully dark and direct and is a great way to cap off the album. As said from the get-go, this album is an essential listen and it's one of those ones I can go in, enjoy, and write a decent review about because it's great music. And it's not just great music for me saying the fact that it's like, oh, it's one of my favorite bands, it's one of my favorite albums. I'm going to say it's great because it's just great in my opinion. This is a critically acclaimed album for a fucking reason. System of a Down are masters of their craft. They're masters of getting their message across with both complicated and not so complicated lyrics. And honestly, I think Toxicity is a must-listen for fans no matter what genre they're usually into. For that reason, the reasons listed above, and just the sheer fact that it's goddamn System of a Down, Toxicity gets a 9 out of 10. And that's a review. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. I want to give a quick shout out to my boy Eduardo, who I didn't really mention in the beginning, but he did ask me. I asked him, hey, give me another commission. Last one took a while, and even this one took a while, technically speaking, so he gave me this. But overall, I hope you guys enjoyed the album. Let me know what your favorite System of a Down song is down in the comment section below. Have a good day. Stay hydrated. I'll see you next time.